All right, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to be training chest, shoulders, and arms. Um, so, just to break down the exercises, why we do the exercise selection we do, things like this, just to give you a better idea how I structure my shoulder training. I always start with a rear delt movement. I do this. Well, number one, it's actually really good for like the health of your shoulder. Doing that range of motion, good way to get blood in the joint before you start doing anything like heavy presses or anything like that. So that's number one. Number two, more importantly, really for a bodybuilder, is rear delts are often neglected by a lot of people, and when you have big beefy rear delts, it makes you look so much thicker. So just food for thought. I think it's a good practice for most people to start their shoulder days with rear delts. Also, another point to be made. I think it is a good idea to throw in at least a few working sets of rear delts anytime you train back, because if you're doing a lot of rowing movements, because you get so much rear delt stimulation when you are doing a row. So take that with you too. Um, so we did three sets on the rear delt fly there. Then we move to side laterals. We do two straight working sets, and then we do a final working set where we do a drop set. From there, I move to a dumbbell shoulder press. Now, I talk a little bit about this during the video. I had an injury, minor injury, I don't know, maybe like 6 weeks ago. I was doing the shoulder press, and something like cracked in my sternoclavicular joint, which is your clavicle, this joint right here. Um, it wasn't painful or anything. Like, I've had it happen before, multiple times in my life as I've trained, and this one was just like very aggressive. And ever since, I've had some pain. Well, initially it did impact my shoulder pressing. I couldn't shoulder press like shit. Literally, I'd try to do like 50-pound dumbbells and it would hurt. Now it doesn't impact my training at all. However, I do have a lot of like irritation in my neck now. Definitely some inflammation in there. If I like lift my arm a weird way up like this, it does hurt the collarbone there. And even when I sleep, that's the worst, is when I'm sleeping. It just feels kind of fucked up. But it's not something I'm going to bother going to the doctor about. It doesn't impact my training. It's slowly getting better over time. But anyway, with that, dumbbell shoulder press seems to irritate it the least out of any movement. So I use that as like my main all out heavy press movement for front delts. And I just do one set. So I do one straight set of 10. From there, I moved to the Legend plate loaded shoulder press. I didn't actually videotape it because there were so many people in that little area of the gym. I wasn't going to be that dickhead pulling out their tripod when there's fucking like 6 people right in the area. But I did two straight sets there. That machine is awesome. If you have one in your gym, I highly suggest using it. The best part about it is you can manipulate a lot on it so that you get yourself into a position where the movement feels really good for your shoulder. A lot of guys have shoulder issues or just, some tight shoulders, whatever, some inflammation. I think you'll really like this machine if you do, because of the fact that you can manipulate where your shoulder actually goes when you do the movement. From there, we did our last shoulder movement, which was a cable side lateral raise on the free motion machine. I cuffed the wrists, and I like that movement a lot. The resistance is extremely constant throughout the whole movement on that free motion piece there. Then, so that was it for shoulders, right? From there, we moved into triceps. I start with the crossbody cable push down. Did three sets there. Good way to get some blood in the tricep before you get into any other big movements. Then I hit the dip machine. That's the main like heavy compound movement for the day for the long head of the tricep. From there, cable overhead extension. Oh my god, it's probably my favorite tricep movement, and it's funny because like you don't even use a lot of weight at all on it. It's just a great way to isolate that long head of the tricep. And just an overall, like, just a really smooth movement. I like it a lot. And it's funny because, like, I do not like dumbbell overhead extensions. Don't ask me why. It just doesn't feel that good. But the cable, they feel awesome. From there, moved to the good old plain rope push down. That was it for triceps. And then I did a little bit of a bicep touch up. I do biceps twice a week. This is one of the days, so we started with the single arm reverse preacher curl or spider curl. A couple of sets there, and then we did the strive preacher curl. Finished off with 3 sets on there. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know any questions that you have, anything I could do to help you with your training. You need to be interested in learning, right? Been doing this. I've been training and following bodybuilding since I was 17 years old. I'm 30 now. Um, I went in 7 years where I still trained, but I didn't diet at all. Like I looked like an old person who just worked out, right? So that being said, I've learned from a lot of people over the years, and I'm happy to teach people the things that I've learned over the years, right? So let me know what you're interested in. Please like, subscribe, comment will help the channel. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. All right, enjoy the video. Oh, it's light. Gonna hit a couple of sets of side laterals here on the cable machine. The free motion machines are old school. I like them a lot. But we're gonna do this wrist cuffed. So I'll do 2 sets of 12 here. All right, first tricep movement. I like to do these the cross body press downs. I feel like it hits all 3 heads of the tricep really well, and just a nice smooth way to get into triceps. From here, we'll move over to the dip machine. I like that a lot. You know, that's more of like the compound movement for triceps today. Hit the long head, really get the beef underneath the tricep for when you hit the front double. But let's get it. All right. One of my favorite tricep movements, single hand overhead cable extension. Great way to hit the long head of the tricep and the deeper part of the tricep. I like this because when you do it right, moderate to lightweight, the full range of motion, slow tempo, fucking brilliant on one head of the tricep. You just feel it throughout the whole rep, unlike anything else in my opinion. So give it a shot. Look at my form, copy it, use these, look at the grooves. Okay. Fuck. Oh man. All right. So this is one of my favorite arm machines ever, bicep machines ever. This is a Strive or Prime preacher curl. So you see over there, there's 3 pegs, right? Top, middle, bottom. That's so that you can manipulate the strength curve on the movement. Now, for muscle groups, they are strongest when they're in the lengthened position and weakest when they're in the shortened position, right? So the purpose here, by loading about 40% of the weight up top and 60 or so percent of the weight on the bottom, or middle rather, is to make the movement heaviest when I'm in the fully lengthened position, aka when the muscle is strongest, and the weight tapers off as I get to the shortened position where the muscle is weakest. So it really does help optimize the strength curve to where your muscle is naturally strongest and weakness. So that's one of the reasons why I absolutely love the Strive / Prime equipment. Now I will say, when you get to some of the more compound movement type machines, so like your presses and stuff like that, their machines get shaky as fuck, right? So when I trained at Unique, my main movement for pretty much the entire off season was the incline press Prime machine. I got up to 4 plates on each side on that thing, and I swear to God, the thing is shaking like a leaf on each rep. So I don't understand how guys like Jordan Peters load up fucking 8 plates on that thing and the shit doesn't break on them, right? So anyway, if you have any of this equipment, I would highly suggest it. It is way, way, way better than the hammer strength. Preacher curl over here. If you train at Pro Fit, please don't be using this shit at 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm here. I'm kidding. Do whatever you gotta do, but be respectful. Have gym etiquette. Let people work in, and don't have fucking 4 people working out on the same machine, in your little group. Not gonna lie, the other day I was pretty irritated because T-bar row is my one of my main compound movements for back day. And this group of like fucking 20-year-old kids, 4 of them got on it as soon as I was walking over to use it. And it's like, bro, I'm going to be on there for a total of 8 minutes, dude. And these kids are going to be here for like fucking 40 because there's 4 of them. So just have gym etiquette, man. Let people work in. Don't be obnoxious, especially this early in the morning, man. We're all here to get the fuck in and get the fuck out because we got shit to do. Anyway, so this is my last movement of the day. I'll probably hit some calves after this. And we got back, glutes, and hamstrings tomorrow. So maybe I'll record that too. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. See you later.